Hi guys, today I'll be showing you how to make an exaggerated structured sleeve like the one you're seeing on the screen. This is the one I made, and I'll be showing you the materials needed and also the sewing process. So here you need your boning. This is the Rigilene bone, and it will be used to add to the structure of the sleeve. And also you need your interfacing, which is the paper stay. It is the hardest one. As you can see, it is the hardest one that I bought. We also use this one for peplum stay sometimes. So these are what you really need in making the structured sleeve. So the type of fabric, you can use any type of fabric that you feel like, because you are still going to add an interfacing to be able to add weight to it and structure to the fabric. So the measurement taken here is 17 by 24. 17 by 24. I first of all took 17 on the breadth and 24 for the lining, and here you have 27 by 17 for the main fabric. So this is the main fabric that will be used for the structural sleeve. It is 17 by 27, and the one that will be used to lining it is the one you place your pattern, the one you place your interfacing, I mean the paper stay. So this one will be the face of the sleeve. The face of the sleeve will not have an interfacing, but this one is just like a lining. It will have an interfacing. It is not as long as the face of the sleeve. I hope you understand. So I'll fold into two and notch. Fold into two and notch. I've told you the measurement that you need for the lining, that this one is 17 by 24, while the face of the structure sleeve is 17 by 27. So I hope you understand that. So just fold the way I'm folding, notch. Notch, get the middle of the sleeve and notch. Then from here, take 1 inch measurement. This is where you will place your bones. So from the upper part also, take 1 inch. So just the 1 inch is just like a sewing allowance, because by the time you want to turn it with the main fabric, so that you will have allowance to turn, so that you won't be sewing on the bones. So take 1 inch up there, then go straight. Take a straight line. Take a straight line. These are your bone channels. These are your bone channels. These are where your Rigilene bones will be attached. So after you have gummed your paper stay, I hope you understand that one, and your paper stay will be gummed to your assumed lining. So after you have done that, you just take the bone channels at the middle. Also take the bone channels, take a straight line where you will attach your Rigilene bone. Rigilene bone is also known as the sewable bones, because you are going to run a stitch on the bones. So when you are running a stitch on the bones, because it's do when I normally notice that your thread tends to cut, but when you are just working on the tip, the extreme tip of the bones, it will work. So when you are cutting the bones, just leave sewing allowance at the sides. So leave like 1 inch sewing allowance. It must not get to the extreme edge of your lining, because you are still going to run a stitch. So leave the sewing allowance for the stitch. So I'm going to just cut 3 pieces of these sewable bones and attach. See the way I'm attaching it. It is cuffing to my side, so make sure you attach it that way. There is a way you attach so that the sleeve the structure will come out nicely. So after, just watch the way I place it. So don't place it the other way around. Just place it the way I place it. It is cuffing. It will curve up like this. You understand? So see the way it's curving up. That's how you are going to place it. Don't place it the other way around, because it will not work. So by the time you place it like this, then stitch on the tip. When you stitch on the tip, your thread will not be cutting. But if you stitch at the middle, it will cut your thread, and the sewing process can be frustrating. So be careful and just go slowly and steadily, so that it will give you a nice result. So after you have done that, then you turn to you are going to work on both edges. You are going to stitch both edges of the Rigilene bones. So I'm going to stitch the other side also. I'll stitch the other side also. So I have 3 channels on one lining of the sleeve. So those 3 channels, I'm going to put my Rigilene bone carefully. run the straight stitch carefully. So you can see the tip. I'm trying to show you the tip if my camera can capture that. So the tip that I'm running my stitch on. So if you run your stitch on the extreme tip, you won't find it difficult. So that's why I'm doing that. Then just run the stitch slowly. And you can see I left allowance of 1 inch at this edge, so as to be able to, when you are sewing, you won't be sewing on the bones. So after I have done that, I have run the 3 bones as you can see in that video. Then this is the other side of the lining. Then I have put the face of the fabric, put it on it and turn it with it. So this will now serve as a lining. So I'm joining the two together, the one that has the Rigilene bone and the one that does not have. So I'm using it to turn it. So I will run the stitch on both sides. On the longer side, that's where I'm running the stitch. I've run the stitch on both longer side. So I'll be turning it out to the right side. So it's just like, it's very simple. Just use the one that does not have bones to turn the one that has a bone. So this is how we run it. On the longer side is where you will run the stitch. So, and you're familiar with the length already. So the length will work for, I think, just anybody. The length will work for anybody. So after you have done that, and it also depends on how heavy and how spacious you want your sleeve to be. So after I have done that, I'm going to close it up here. I'll close the sleeve up here on both sides. I will do that on the other side also. Close it up. So you can press it. But I'm so sorry, at the time I was making this video, there was no light. You know, Nigeria issues. So I just need to do this video. So but at the end of the day too, we still got a beautiful result. So you're going to pleat it like so. The method you use to pleat one side is what you will repeat for the other side. What I mean is that whichever way you pleat one side, make sure you replicate the same process for the other side so that it will not look different. If you are taking a kissy pleating here, when you get to the other side, at that point, also repeat that box pleat. We call it kissing pleating and sometimes you call it box pleat. So whichever way you took it, then take measurement. I have 7 inches after pleating it. I'm going to repeat the same 7 inches on the other side so that it will not be longer than each other and it will look I want something that will look professional, and then make sure the calculation is accurate. Whatever you have on one side, replicate it on the other side. So after I have done that, after pleating it like a box pleat, a normal pleat, like 3 normal pleats, 1 box pleat, there is no standard way for making this. Just be free about it and make sure whatever is on one side is on the other side, and you will have a nice result. It's not compulsory you make a box pleat. You can just do ordinary pleat. It will still come out fine. So after I have done that, I'm going to use my hand to arrange it. So when I fold it into 2, you can see how it's forming. So after that, the next thing is to take the measurement of where I want to place it. So from the breast point, I measure 3 inches. Then the length is 7 inches. That's where I chalked. So the length that is on the sleeve, so I'm going to place it here. The reason why I'm taking measurement is that so that it will look the same. Whatever measurement I take from the lines of the nipple to nipple, I will repeat the same thing on the other side. I just want something that will be accurate. I want something that will look same on each breast point. So use your hand needle, the longer one, use it to attach it. So I'll first of all attach the front one. So when you attach this part, later I just thought of it that let me just attach it on my client. So she came for fitting. So the day she came for fitting, that was when I now I got the measurement for the back, the one that goes to the back. So after I just attach this one now, I will attach the other one too. the other side, I'm going to attach it also now. So after I've done that, this is the result, and this will go to the back. So this will just turn to the back, and when you give it a nice press, it will even come out finer than this. So I'll go to the other side, repeat the same process. So it is coming to the back like so. It is coming to the back like this. So I can't say, oh, let me take this, let me attach this now. If I attach it now, my client can come and she will say she's not comfortable with that space. So I want her to be there and attach it on her body. So I will do that, and you will see the attaching process. So here my client has come for her fittings, and what I'm trying to do here is to ask her how comfortable she is while I'm chalking where the sleeve will end. So she's comfortable with this right away. So I will just chalk it down. So later I can go and take measurements, and I will use my hand needle to attach it. So this is the dress. You can see how beautiful it is. I have more videos on how you can construct your bustier and it will look perfect and beautiful like this. So you can check my channels for more of our videos. And this is the second side. So I'm trying to ask her here that is she comfortable with this? Is it okay? There is a mirror in front of her and she's looking at how it is. So I'll chalk it down, chalk where it will stay, and later on I'll go and attach it. So this is the end of this tutorial. If you love this tutorial, give it a thumbs